Hi everyone, so today I'm going to talk about playing a broken two feel in a jazz context, in a swing kind of jazz context, playing modern. I hate the terms broken and modern, but we have to play music that doesn't require us to walk or play a solid two, and we have to be sensitive to the music around us too, a lot. And it's sometimes it's mysterious. It's like, what do we do? How do we not get in the way of someone but make it interesting? So I'll go through a few things I've been doing with some students of mine, and yeah, just give you a few thoughts on this. So the first thing I always say is that it's hard to play something broken if there's nothing to break. So make sure that your two feel and your walking is super solid. Now, two feel comes from thinking in terms of like 1 and 3 and downbeats, and thinking of funk more than jazz. I think downbeats. So strong two feel first. Obviously, I know this is an obvious thing to say. Strong walking first. A clarity of sound. We'll get more into this in a bit. Another thing is obviously being able to play a tempo convincingly on your own, and so people can actually hear it and link up with it, so they can feel your pulse. So you have to be a timekeeper first. So yeah, that's the obvious thing to say first. Now, another fairly obvious thing to say is, listen to music and find the examples of players you want to play like. Now, a lot of broken kind of two feel in the jazz world came from kind of Scott LaFaro playing with Bill Evans, and then kind of there's Charlie Hayden, and then there's Dave Holland and Jack DeJohnette. There's these partnerships. Now, let me take one example. If you listen to Keith Jarrett's Everything I Love with Charlie Hayden and Paul Motion, it's very broken, kind of loose for a while, and there's a lot going on. But you have to understand how it works. It works because they're all interacting with each other. They all have this musical relationship that works together, and that's the most important thing. They're all listening to each other. And also, with Keith Jarrett, he's so strong. I mean, he's just basically playing on his own, and they're kind of embellishing him a lot of the time. So you have to really understand the context of what's going on musically with the bass player and the drummer and the harmony of the tune, the soloist and everything. Like I sort of tell my students, I want them to come with a specific example of a tune so I can help them work on that specific tune. And so that's an obvious thing to say, reference points. So listen to the partnerships that do it well. Now, I have written a list. Okay, so now number 3, I think this is the third thing I've talked about. Now, pick up notes, just clarity of sound. So the most important thing is just to have the sound that cuts through everything. Now, a lot of skip notes, and including my own a lot of the time, kind of can get in the way of the skip of the drum, or can kind of just get lost. So if the skip notes are not super clear, or just, they can be a nuisance. And also, they've got to be super in time, obviously, as well. So if you're doing stuff like that, right, make sure that the skip note's in the right place. And I don't like too many skip notes, unless there's players with great chops like Christian McBride or someone who can do it, and you can hear the clarity and you can hear that. But if you just make sure. Yeah, so even that, I'm going to have to make sure that's super clear. So any skip notes, ask yourself, do I really need to do it? And think clarity of sound, always clarity of notes. That was a very good one. So again, an obvious thing. Now getting to some exercises, number 4. So what I had a couple of my students do is we took in one instance we took the Herbie Hancock tune, The Sorcerer, which has a bunch of chord changes, and instead of like telling them to play a regular 2 and 4 through it, I got them just to play 1 in a bar over the changes, and then just every 2 bars, and then every 4 bars, and I think every 8 bars. And that is just to get you used to counting the space and not feeling that you have to play everything. And actually, even reading a chart is better with this exercise, because your eyes kind of deceive you. You see all these changes and you think, well, I have to play them all. But I like to think of detracting from all the chords. You know, obviously there's ways to play busier and play everything, but I think you have to go the other way. So this exercise was helpful for him, I think, I hope. But so even if we do it on a simpler tune, I think it's good to do it any kind of modern contemporary tune, or like a tune that has a bunch of chords in. You have the chart and you see all these chords and you think, I have to play them all. But no, just practice, don't play them all. Don't worry about the harmony not working. Make sure that you know the melody so you can kind of feel the melody go by and count and have this thing. So getting back to, you know, one of the important things is with the tempo thing is making sure that you have this internal pulse going even when you're not playing. So when I'm not playing, right, I've got this thing going on in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not relying on my hands or my feet or anything to feel the pulse too much, okay? Especially not hands or my head, you know, or whatever. So this exercise, good. So we can even just do it, say if I just do it with Autumn Leaves, I just play like 1 in the bar, do. Sit awkwardly. I can do 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do it every 8 bars or something. Was that every 4 bars? Sorry. One note. Okay, so I was doing every 4 bars. It's just forcing me to have that melody going, or have the time going, or me thinking about just working on my kind of keeping my impulse together. So then you can start, you know, doing it kind of, you know, adding more notes, or doing 8 bars, or even just subtracting even more. Now this exercise, yeah, as like I said, if there's more changes going on, maybe you could do it with giant steps. I don't know, more changes going on, probably the better. And if you're reading it, even better, because your brain is telling you to play everything. So I've said that. Now, another thing, so those are good exercises. Pick a tune. Just as an example, you can do it with The Sorcerer, a great Herbie Hancock tune. We were doing it also with Tones for Jones Bones, Chick Corea. And actually, I was getting another student to do it with Windows in a 6/4, fast 6, just to feel the time. You know, so pick a tune that kind of also kind of demands a kind of looser, well, not looser, but a more modern approach than just 2 and walking. An obvious thing that I haven't mentioned is, and this kind of helps when you're thinking about your internal pulse, is being able to just listen and hear the drums and not panic, and listen to where the drums are playing. So a lot of the times we play more busy because we're worried that we're going to get lost because the drums are busy and we're trying to play through it, and it makes us anxious. And this sort of exercise just relaxes, is hopefully helpful to get you to go the other way and just listen to the drum. Maybe put on Drum Genius or a pattern and do it with a drum, and really just pay attention to the cymbal, to the comping that the drum's playing, and then just force yourself to get locked in with listening to the drums and locking into the drums and loving the drums and not being scared and playing over it if you're, you know, panicking about getting lost. So that is an exercise. So again, so playing sparsely, subdivisions, play simple subdivisions. So, you know, just play quarter notes. Don't worry about anything else, just quarter notes, you know. Basically, that was just kind of quarter notes, whole notes, half notes. So keep the rhythm simple, and if you're going to make it more busy, again, you have to be super on the grid. So experiment just playing only certain subdivisions to see how you play them. Now, another point, I don't know where I am, number point a million or whatever, but another thing that I talked about with my students was dotted, feeling that kind of dotted half note and sort of dotted quarter note underlying the rhythm, which definitely is a kind of good thing to get together for playing swing. You've got that kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, dun, 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 2, 3, 4, dun, 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 dun. So you've got that, and you've also got the threes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of over the bar line. If you're having trouble feeling where they are in an 8-bar phrase, just really spend time feeling that 4 and 8-bar phrase and working out where they come, where it lands. Maybe write it out or something, or sing it and clap it. But those exercises are great. So a lot of what I'll do on a broken 2 feel will be dotted half notes or dotted quarters. So let me try and give you an example. Let's see if I can. I've got just. I mean, this is just this is full motion on Drum Genius. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Autumn Leaves. Dotted quarters in there, not for too long. I'm not going to do it too long. The point is that this is just obviously when I'm playing with the group, I'm really listening to what's going on around me, and I'm trying to interact with them. So I'm playing the bass like this to try and not get in the way of someone. So if I do dotted quarter notes for too long, there has to be a point to it. The soloist is doing something similar, or it makes sense. Otherwise, I won't stay there for so long, you know? So again, dotted halves and dotted quarters. Now, if you're, another good exercise, again, getting back to the drum, feeling happy with drums, is just to have maybe the metronome doing the dotted quarter notes, or doing the dotted half notes, and you just playing over that. So whenever you do an exercise with a metronome that's doing something not you know, spelling out the time, you know, on 1 and 3 or 1 every beat or something, doing something different but constant, that's a great thing, because it's something going on, it's constant, you're kind of attracted to it, but you can't rely on it for the home. So that's a good exercise. So for instance, so let's see, how am I going to do this? One, two. So if I have, I don't know what I've got here. So if I have this, 1, 2, I can see this is 2 over 3, then I make the 3 the 4. So I go like 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the metronome is kind of dotted quarters. But then I'll just make this a 4 instead of a 3. So one, I'll give it 4 bars of 3, and then I'll play, 4 autumn leads. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Leave space. So now I was leaving space. Leaving space is hard, forces me to count, but I was leaving space and then trying to interact a bit with the drums as well and make it work, just playing the changes. So those exercises are good. Do it with dotted quarters like I did there. Do it again, check out other styles of music. Check out James Jamerson on, there's Motown stuff, just to see what other bass players do in a funk setting. Just have more options than just this is jazz, So I definitely would, especially when you get to faster tempos, the line between straight and swung kind of gets blurred a bit more. So there's definitely, for me, I am thinking kind of funk, in kind of more a funk context. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you can get into tumbals and Cuban music and check out Cachao as well, all that stuff is really helpful, and so it's a big world out there. Reference points are very important. If you want to hear me approach, maybe this is not really a swing thing, but it's a fast. I'm kind of playing some of it like swing. It's a fast straight 8 thing that I've just recorded on a French guitarist album, Romain Pilon, and it's a track called Long Story Short, and there's 2 solo sections, and it's kind of short solo forms, not a lot of chords, but it's just kind of broken throughout, and interaction with the soloist and stuff, so if you can hear how I might approach that. So yeah, that is the long-winded lesson. Cheers.